Namaskar and welcome to the backyard of our workshop. This small corner of our workshop is very important because this is where we extract the basic raw material for our climate responsive infrastructure. This is activated carbon. This is what we produced last week out of coconut shells and bamboo scrap. What you saw behind me is our small pyrolysis station, and this is where we turn agricultural waste into activated carbon and then eventually into biochar, which you would be seeing in a lot of our innovations henceforth. And that brings me to the demonstration of Releaf Stop prototype, which is India's first ever climate responsive public bus stop. Now the idea behind Releaf Stop is quite simple but very important. Public infrastructure such as bus stand, which are treated as dead weight of concrete and steel, can that be more ecologically balanced? Can that be more human centric? Can a bus stop purify air, cool it, provides thermal buffering, and also provides a place for transitors, for commuters, which is ecologically balanced and much more cooler and with purified air from the atmosphere just by being there, and that too keeping circularity and completely grid free. Yes, that is the idea behind Releaf Stop. Let's understand the entire system by understanding all its components one by one, starting with the hydroponic central filtration system. What it does is it extracts, it sucks the ambient polluted air by two low power pumps, then pushes it directly into the hydroponic cylinders, which has activated carbon pellet charred water and a pinch of neem and tulsi extracts for its antibacterial and botanical values. As you can see, the air bubbles are rising. It interacts with the dense layers of root. At this stage, all PM10 and PM2.5 is already suspended at this stage. From this stage, the air moves along with the oxygen which has already been created by the plants above in the hydroponics chamber, moves to the central filtration cylinder. Here the air again passes through three layers. One is HEPA, other is activated carbon bed, and finally through Coir filtration, and finally it is dispensed into the central seating zone. Now let's move into the next interesting feature, which is one of my favorites, that is side biowave. Now what this system does is, as you can see, the cylinders are filling up with water. Now these cylinders are gravity assisted, and finally the water trickle down slowly through the coir wave. The first layer, which is the bamboo concentrators, are placed exactly at 10-degree angle, which pushes the ambient air to the cooling zone. And on the other side we have a dense layer of climbers, which does the opposite and hydrates the system from below. So this way we have two-way hydration, and we achieve longer hours of evaporation cooling just by using very less water. Now, and also staying ecologically balanced, and whatever plants you see over here are all alive. There is nothing decorative over here. Everything is alive and functional, and these plants are staying in this prototype from last 3 to 4 days. This is their home now. They are going nowhere. So just imagine what kind of ecological balance a full size urban setting can do. How many species can it inhabit? This prototype itself has 33 alive plants inside it. Now moving on to another important feature, which activates when there is no ambient air. What happens when there is no ambient air? The side biowale is already working, but as there is stagnation of air right now, automatically the vortex underwater filtration gets activated. As you can see, there is an underwater reservoir which is already cooled by continuous trickling of water and root interactions. This air is extracted through 3 layers of vortex filtration, 2 mesh layers, 1 activated carbon, and finally 1 coir filtration, and then directly pushed into the central seating zone. So this thing can be activated through temperature and humidity sensors in the actual deployable model. Now let's talk about one of the most important features and the final one, which is these biochar tiles. These are not just ordinary tiles. These are made out of complete agricultural waste, combining 5 natural materials together in right proportion. These have high thermal buffering capacity. These have high moisture absorption, retention and release capacity, which is very much important in coastal and humid areas where managing humidity is as important as managing temperature. Now what excites me that how all these components combine together, integrate together to provide a very important solution which is required for today's urban setting. But how all these individual components can also be applied in various areas, and the possibilities are endless, whether it's school, hospitals, office, or any kind of public space, whether it's whether it's site biowale, or it's biochar tiles, or underwater cooling system, or the hydroponics filtration system. Any of the components could be applied in any areas possible. Now, with a team of multidisciplinary talented people, of fabricators, designers and visual artists working relentlessly for 1 month, sleepless nights and so many trials and error, we can proudly now say that Releaf Stop is no more an idea, it's no more just a concept or an AI render, it's an actual, scalable, doable, deployable project. And we and my team is all ready for a collaboration, for a pilot project, or any kind of real world deployment. All we need is a will to act upon. The next video will be a live temperature test under these harsh conditions, that how this system is performing. Until then, thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us for this journey, and see you very soon. Good afternoon guys, and right now we'll be doing a live temperature test of Releaf Stop and to check how well this system works. Right now what you can see is the sun is right there and it's quite hot over here. Today is 6th of June and the time is exactly 3 p.m. and the temperature on the meter shows is 40.9. Right, so I'll be placing this inside where the entire system is right now turned off. Now as I have turned on the system, including the side biowale and the central filtration, and you can see the temperature is falling down to 39.5 right now. 39.4, 39.3, it's going down and only 2 features are being activated right now. Let's see how down it can go. .8. Let's turn on the vortex filtration as well as the cooling feature, which gets activated when there is no ambient air, and you can see the temperature is still falling down to 38.2 right now. There is no ambient air around us. It's kind of very sunny and hot. It's difficult to stand, and now the temperature has gone down to 37.9 and it's still falling down. As you can clearly see, the temperature has fallen down to 37.5 and the sun is again rising. It's getting really hot over here, but the temperature is stagnant at 37.5. Thank you so much for joining us for this live demonstration of capabilities of Releaf Stop. Thank you so much for joining us for this journey.